I am pretty sure I am uploading the very first Ornithopter footage on all of YouTube for you guys to see. But before we hop into that, I still have to spam you guys with my Dune Awakening giveaway. We are giving away 2 copies of the game, and all you have to do is join our community Discord in the link down below and join the giveaways tab. To be able to win, all you have to do is be subscribed to this YouTube channel and like this video. If you played the open beta, you know that Funcom locked it down to only 3 regions of the map. They essentially didn't want anybody getting past the iron tier, meaning steel and above was all locked for everybody in the game. They had a giant pentawall going around the entire region of the map that they didn't want people to access, essentially blocking off more than half of the map that you guys have no idea what's on the other side. Well, lucky for you, our guild, Only Sands, figured out how to get out of the map, and not only that, we figured out how to progress to aluminum tier and above and be able to craft the actual Ornithopter footage that I'm going to show you today. As you can see right here, this is the Vermilius Gap pentawall, showcasing that this is definitely the open beta. Making this video and this Ornithopter would not be possible without my buddies Vanquish, NATO, and Volred. Huge shout out to them, because to make this possible, they had to not only get out of the map, but bypass all the other things out there that Funcom did to try to prevent this from happening. This is the very first tier of Ornithopter that you can unlock, which is at aluminum. The one thing I want to say right off the rip is whenever you start unlocking Ornithopters, it makes the entire world feel so small. Whenever you go from driving a sand bike to just flying over open sand, it really takes something out of the game that's hard to explain until you get to this point. It just takes the danger out of the game for me personally. You don't have to fear for the sandworm, and not only that, but you get across the map so quick, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. To me, it just makes the map feel a lot smaller. But other than that, man oh man, is it so much fun flying the Ornithopter around. These things literally are game changing. Getting to locations that used to take a ton of time, like at the top of a spire, now you can just fly to the top and you're ready to rock. My favorite part about flying the Ornithopter is going into vulture mode, which is where you turn your engine off and you literally just glide. You not only save on fuel, but you also use the momentum of going down to actually gain a lot of speed. Having the Ornithopter also opens up your opportunities to farm things that would be a lot more difficult in a land vehicle. For instance, if you need flower sand or spice, all you have to do is land on an open patch of sand and then you can just farm it up with your compactor. Whenever the worm breaches, just get in your Ornithopter and fly away. It's as simple as that. Whenever you open up the radial menu for your Ornithopter, you'll see that you can enter the vehicle, you have your refuel, and you can also manage your vehicle. Here you can check out the stats of what you got going on. You can also add permissions so your buddies can fly your Ornithopter. Speaking of which, this Ornithopter is only a 1-seater, so you cannot actually have 2 people within, but we did learn that people can stand on top of it and you can just surf them around the map. It's definitely a little sketchy and rubber bandy, but it's possible. Here's a better look at what the wall looks like the devs added to prevent people from getting outside of Vermilius Gap. In this video, I'm within the playing grounds, but I am showcasing every other region outside of the playgrounds, and if you want to watch that, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I've already uploaded one of the Haga Rift, and next I'm going to do Jabal. Each region is a little unique in terms of the terrain as well as the loot and the ore that you get within it. I did learn while flying the Ornithopter that if you get too close to the worm, it'll actually zoom your FOV out really far as if you're really close to getting eaten. That little encounter hyped me up and I decided to do a barrel roll and go fly upside down through a cave. This is another really cool thing and fun about the Ornithopter is if you get used to the fly pattern, you can actually get really good about flying in and out of the rocks. It's definitely not difficult by any means, but it takes a little getting used to. If you've ever played Rust and flown a helicopter in that game, this game is nowhere near as hard as it is to fly a helicopter in Rust, so you'll be good. Other than just flying around aimlessly, there really wasn't too much else to do other than just kind of fly around and enjoy the scenery. You'll notice in this clip my wings actually go right through the rock, meaning that there's no collision on your actual wings. While unrealistic, it's actually really nice because it allows you to make really tight maneuvers through the rocks and not worry about your wings hitting every little thing. Another thing I learned is there's no collision damage for your Ornithopter, meaning you could literally just plow into the side of a rock and it takes 0 damage on your Ornithopter. Another really fun and addicting thing to do is go to something really tall and then just surf down the side of it. As you can see, I'm lagging around a little bit and I hope that this server performance is fixed upon launch. Overall, I was having a blast just flying around the map. It kept me entertained for quite a while and just practicing the maneuvers that you can do on this thing. Then I came across this giant hole in the ground and I felt absolutely obligated to just yeet myself down all the way to the bottom. And since there's no collision, I took absolutely 0 damage. Like I said before, this is the very first tier of the Ornithopter and it seems like the max speed on this one is 164 kilometers an hour. I would imagine that'll go up depending on the tier that you craft. Here I'm flying over a PvP zone, and as you can see it's marked on the top of my screen. This actually means that if people were here, they could shoot me and actually damage my Ornithopter. Try me. Here you can see an example of surfing, which is what I was talking about earlier, where someone can just stand on your roof and you can just fly them around the map. Here I was flying my friend all the way back to where we were, since she didn't have an ornithopter or any way of traveling to where we were. So you can definitely see this should probably be patched because it's pretty OP that I can just fly someone across the map this quickly that isn't necessarily supposed to be in my ornithopter. I also have my HUD off to make it look more cinematic, which you can do in-game by pressing F6. I saw a sandstorm and decided to push this thing to the absolute limits. For one, I wanted to see if I could outrun it, and for two, I wanted to see how much damage it would take if I go inside the storm. And in doing so, I think I may or may not have gotten some of the most cinematic ornithopter footage to date. It was absolutely incredible surfing in front of the sandstorm, and it felt pretty cool to do. Although this game is riddled with bugs, it's stuff like this that makes you coming back to want to play more. While in vulture mode, it definitely didn't seem like even the lowest tier ornithopter had any problems outrunning the sandstorm, which is really nice to know for future reference. As you can see though, the sandstorm just absolutely rips through the entire map, and it's really cool to have a vehicle that allows you to escape it with ease. I decided to fly into the side of the sandstorm to see what would happen, and once you get so far in it, it pretty much cuts out all of your vision, so it's really hard to see where you're going. That is until you get really close to the ground and or run into something. It didn't seem like I was taking damage on the edges of the storm, but I noticed if I flew right into the middle of the storm, I would take damage over time. We didn't end up crafting any attachments for the ornithopter, but it seems that there's an inventory, a rocket pod, and also a booster. And since I don't have those things, I think that might be the end of everything I can talk about for the ornithopter because there's really not much else. Like I said before, I am going to be going over every other region that's in the locked zone, so if you want first look footage on all of that stuff, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube. Thank you guys for watching.